Stan Musial, slugging card outfielder, is the next hitter. Here's the pitch, and wham!
He was one of the best baseball players of the 20th century, but Stan Musial was an even better man. He was the guy every dad wanted his son to grow up to be, the husband every mother wanted for her daughter, and a genuinely nice guy. What you saw was what you got, and Americans got a lot from Stan the Man. Born into poverty in the Pennsylvania mine country, Stan Musial's first baseball was made for him by his mother.
I played ball with him.
You played ball with him?
Yes, sir. In a yard.
A baseball sensation in high school, he was offered a contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. He had to beg his parents to sign it. They'd wanted him to go to college. Instead, in just one season, he hit and hustled his way from the C-League to the majors, and he never looked back.
That year, we ended up with $128 in the bank.
I mean, 72 years of marriage is unbelievable. They were like a comedy team at times. So much fun to be around.
Stan and Lil's grandson Brian, a former minor league player himself, had a special connection with his grandfather.
Everyone always said we had this unspoken bond when I was growing up. As I got older, I kind of thought it was because we kind of looked alike. I always joked that I couldn't hit like him.
But then again, there haven't been many who could hit like Stan the Man.
He always told me that he could see the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand. He could see the seams.
After 22 years in Major League Baseball, all with the St. Louis Cardinals, Musial left behind records that still stand and mementos of his time at the top of the game.
Musial's one of the greatest names that ever played the game, so to have the opportunity to work with the Musial family and to offer this collection to the public, it's a great honor for us.
The Musial Collection includes everything from bats and balls to his old traveling trunk, World Series rings, and personal correspondence from players who made history themselves.
It's one of my favorite pieces in the auction, a letter from Ty Cobb to Stan Musial talking about the art of hitting.
Stan Musial of the Cardinals at bat. Stan swings, it's a long drive deep into right center field, up in there for a home run.
Musial played with, against, and for the men who built modern baseball, beginning with the legendary commissioner, Branch Rickey.
He is ideal in form as well as courage.
Branch Rickey was smart enough to say, he said, I want this kid to play the outfield. We know he can hit, and I don't want any coach to talk to him. I don't want anybody to talk to him about how they hit. He's got his own style, let him alone.
I grew up in the major leagues in Brooklyn, Ebbets Field, and you talk about rabid fans, and they didn't like the visiting players. They liked their home Brooklyn Dodgers, but for some reason, Stan Musial had such a great career in Ebbets Field that even though he was with the Cardinals, every time he come to the plate, he would get a standing ovation.
In fact, the Brooklyn fans dubbed him Stan the Man, the nickname he lived up to each time he was at bat, and with every position he played.
Circus catches are routine to Stan.
He did whatever it took to help his team win.
Our club wasn't winning, and Eddie Dyer asked me one day if I would take first base for several days. Never did play first base, but if he wanted me to, I'd try it for a few days and see how it worked out. I stayed there 10 years.
He was my best friend, and I was going to be there every step of the way.
Brian spent the last years of his grandfather's life caring for him.
When I was 24, I was working at the office, and he just decided one day he wanted someone close to him to start driving for him. He was about 86.
Stan Musial's grandson became a constant presence in the player's final years.
The way I always looked at it was I had no regrets with him. I did anything and everything I could for the man. The family all loved him, but we just had something special.
Musial's last trip to the White House to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom came just months before he died.
It really meant a lot to him.
Stan Musial had it all, and he'd earned it all. A Hall of Famer who played with passion and confidence, a harmonica lover who regularly boosted his longtime team's spirits before big games, a loving father and grandpa who always put his family first. Stan Musial was a man who lived and died, an American hero.